Today, we're gonna have a look at this 2012 Mercedes CL63 AMG. It's got a 5.5 liter twin turbo V8, and this particular car has a performance pack from Mercedes, which includes carbon fiber engine covers. That's the giveaway. It's got those engine covers. Chances are pretty good. It's a performance pack. Also has larger brakes, and from factory, they're tuned to produce a little bit more power, and the horsepower figures on the performance pack from factory are 563 horsepower and 664 pound-feet of torque, which is pretty astonishing for just a fairly unassuming luxury coupe. This particular car, though, has even more upgrades beyond that. So the previous owner took it upon themselves to add downpipes and an aftermarket tune, which is good just that by itself for approximately 800 horsepower. And that's the current figures that are on this car, which is pretty wild, and we'll be able to kind of see what that performance looks like here in a little bit. The tune, we're also told, has the ability, there's a controller in the trunk, and it's if you switch it to one of the other tunes that is made for race fuel, it will produce up to 1,000 horsepower. So I mean, that's just nuts for a car like this. It's ridiculous, but it gives you an idea of the versatility of this platform and that 5.5 liter twin turbo V8. It also weighs a lot. This car weighs 4,800 pounds, which is, it's a tank. I mean, that's a boat for a two-door coupe. That's a lot of weight. Around back of this 2012 CL63 AMG, looks pretty much like the front. Something really unique for this generation and the previous generation CLs. They for whatever reason, Mercedes decided to take the reverse light out of the main taillight assembly and put it on its own in the trunk. I don't really know how I feel about that. From like a design and stylization perspective, it flows, but it kind of gives me like early 2000s Chrysler vibes, which I'm not really a fan of. So I don't know, it's modern, but it's kind of weird. The exhaust system that's on this car has catless downpipes, and with the tune, getting it to that horsepower figure, it does make sense. This car sounds unbelievable. The turbo spool from behind is crazy, even just at idle, and you can probably hear that in the cold start. The whole car is tinted all the way around. It's not terribly dark, which is kind of nice. Obviously, the wheels are very present here. They're wrapped in some Michelin Pilot Sport summer tires right now, so not exactly winter friendly for the weather that we're having at the moment, but could be easily equipped with some winter wheels and tires. This car is only rear wheel drive as well, so more fun, but less practicality, I guess, in that regard. These are Canino Design wheels, which is a brand I'm not super familiar with, but if you are, let us know in the comments, because I've never seen these before. They look okay. I think a different color of centers instead of the bronze would probably play a little bit better with the red and the white, but each their own.
On the inside of the CL63, we've got some really nice interior trim here, as any Mercedes does. It's got the nice sports steering wheel with the hand grips and the Alcantara sections on each side, kind of around that 9 and 3 position. The headliner is also finished in Alcantara, and we've got the nice big sunroof too to bring the light in. It's got the carbon fiber trim as well, being a performance package car. It seems like most of them had that, so it looks really fantastic here. It's got the usual nice simple controls here, nice brushed aluminum trim, kind of all over the place. The seats are super comfortable in here too. It's got the AMG logo on there, and it's also heated and ventilated. So the seats in most of these high-end Mercedes, they're called a multi-contour seat. What that means is it's got a ladder basically that sits in the seat on each side, and it inflates with air. So when you go turn one way, the other side inflates and holds you into the seat. It feels a little bit weird if you're not used to it. After you've driven a little bit, it's actually a really nice feature. As well, on the interior, of course, we don't have the B-pillars. So when you put the windows down, it looks really cool. It's nice, wide open, get great visibility out of the car too. And I know people just love the look of it. This big coupe with no B-pillars. It looks phenomenal. For the sound system, it's got a Harman Kardon system. Obviously, sounds really good, suits the car perfectly. You can't actually tell how loud the car is from inside because the sound system just completely drowns out the exhaust. So you can be as rowdy as you want, make as much noise as you want on the exterior, but you really won't know what's going on if you have it cranked up. Sounds fantastic. And just in case you further wanted to forget about how loud the car is and how obnoxious you can be, you can also set the massage seat on and just get a really relaxing, soothing drive at the same time.
Let's go for a drive in this ridiculously overpowered full-size coupe.
Yeah, we're starting in eco mode. Just regular drive. We won't put it in sport because
eco mode. Pretty smooth in here, all things considered, especially when you take into account that this thing weighs almost 5 metric tons.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel that heavy, like just the way it takes bumps and stuff. It feels lighter.
Yeah, it doesn't feel bad at all, and it's super smooth.
Yeah. I don't know. I just oh there. Okay. There's that inflatable bolster action going around a corner. That is so fun. It's like somebody's hugging your side as you're taking that corner. It's just very it caresses you.
Yeah, it just kind of gives you that gentle nudge to keep you in the seat.
Yep.
This is such a comfortable car.
It really is.
You never know that it has as much power as it does.
No, and it's quiet. Like just cruising along, it's quiet.
Yeah, until you
really step on it.
Like start it, step on it, do anything, and then it's super loud and obnoxious.
These are double pane windows as well, so there is next to no road noise at all. Everything in the car is laminated so that it prevents any kind of road noise from coming in and ruining your drive in your Mercedes. Give her a little bit of the beans.
Yeah, gotta get through the traffic first, and then we can really give it the beans.
Yeah, we got some snow a couple nights ago, and so the roads have been a little bit wet, but it was warmer today, so most of it's dried up now, so we should be okay for traction. But this is on Michelin Pilot Sports, very summer only, and it is currently 5 degrees Celsius out. So we'll see how this goes.
Well, just cover in sport. Okay, well that's fine. So now we're in sport.
Oh, you can feel it stiffen up too.
Oh yeah, it did. And the steering has changed too. It's a lot heavier.
But it's not like, again, it's just like, what was it in the BMW? That you switch these modes and like, even though it's in the stiffest mode it can be in for the suspension, it's not overwhelmingly stiff. It's still comfortable. Like I would drive in this, I drive in sport mode all the time.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree.
Oh yeah, that breaks loose immediately. But it breaks loose very evenly.
Yes.
Like it didn't kick one way or the other at all. It just spun both tires.
This is just a fantastic place to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's not uncomfortable at all. I don't feel like I'm definitely not cramped.
No,
Tons of space.
This is first class legroom for sure.
Yeah.
There's ample amounts.
Yeah, I can move the seat up quite a way still, and I'm still comfortable. I can be up here, no problem. I could actually have a backseat passenger.
Oh yeah, fairly easily. This is not one of the same one of the kind of cars that we've talked about in the past that the back seats are useless. It's a coupe, but the back seats are useful. You could put a full-size human being back there.
Yeah.
And actually, something really interesting is that the headliner has this like lift that happens in the back to give you a little bit extra headroom for anybody sitting in the back.
Yeah, that's great. I love when manufacturers do that, so if you are actually going to put something in the back, you've got just that little bit more headroom.
Mm-hmm.
You may never ever use it, but it's there.
Yep.
You might use the back seat for other things if it didn't come across as being like a car for 60-year-olds or something. Which is a weird thing about this car.
Yeah, it really
phenomenal
is.
value for what it is.
and I mean, this particular car is relatively low miles. It's only 83,000 kilometers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does not want to stay planted at all.
Traction, what traction?
Yeah. Get a little bit of that exhaust note with the windows down, hopefully. Yeah.
A little bit of that.
That's pretty loud. It sounds great. And the turbo spool right beforehand too. Just
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
It does feel kind of weird though, because it should. Maybe it's just traction control kicking on because not our car, and it is 5 degrees Celsius out. Actually 4.5 now according to the car. So I don't want to push it too much, and it doesn't feel as fast as the CL600.
Oh, the V12.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, which we'll have to talk about more another time.
Yeah.
But basically the CL600, it's a 2007 V12 twin turbo with some modifications done as well.
Yeah.
And having driven that car, mind you, with traction control off, is feels like a much quicker car. Maybe I'm just wrong. Like how in sport it's just kind of like, now
we're going.
We're going.
Yeah.
There's no like, hey, I'm gonna think about it, or I'm gonna go off smoothly. No, I'm here. It's almost a shame that this car sounds as good as it does, and you can hear as little of it as you can, because the car is so well put together.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
The sound insulation in this car is incredible.
Yeah.
And it really tries to keep it as a very tame, very mature car, even though in some ways it really isn't. It really shouldn't be. Thank you for watching our video on the modified 2012 CL63 today. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching to the very end. We really appreciate it. Any questions about the car, let us know as well. Try and get some more details on it and maybe do a little run in the spring with it. Thank you again for watching. Please like, subscribe, share it to your friends.